Look at me, don't worry about the camera. So
Okay.
I'm just going to start and say, open carry is just become controversial. I mean, why do you think it's become controversial?
I think it's much ado about nothing, to tell you the truth. I mean, you're never in the history of California has a violent crime ever been committed by an open carrier, and the gun control lobby likes to make this an issue that's controversial for some reason, and it really shouldn't be, because it's a non-issue in terms of safety.
I mean, educate me on open carry. Everyone has a right to carry an arm.
Exactly. If you're a common law-abiding citizen and you haven't been, adjudicated by a court of law to be mentally ill, then you have the right to carry a unloaded firearm on your person, here in the state of California. So, it's basically just a deterrent effect for any potential violent crime that you might encounter on a day-to-day basis. And it's important because, just here yesterday in the Wall Street Journal, they cited that the violent crime rate in Contra Costa County and Alameda County has actually risen. So this is something that's a very, real potential threat for common law-abiding citizens.
So if you have an unloaded firearm at your side,
Yes.
What's the use?
Well, you can have loaded ammunition, magazines here on the other side of your person or somewhere within close proximity, and you're able to load the firearm within a few seconds. So, it's not ideal, but at least it's something where you're able to use it in case you're encountering a violent situation.
And of course, you have to have a license to carry a weapon.
Actually,
Do you?
For open carry, you don't. For concealed carry, absolutely you do. But what you do have to have for open carry. The firearm that any law-abiding citizen owns here in California, they have to pass the FBI's NICS background check, to buy that firearm. So, that already will clear them to make sure that only law-abiding citizens have firearms in their possession.
I was talking to another gentleman, and he says the media seems to be trying to mix apples and oranges by equating open carry and that controversy with what happened in Arizona.
Right.
What's your take on that?
Open carry really is not directly related to what happened in Arizona. What happened in Arizona is a terrible tragedy, and I think everybody in the open carry movement, I'm sure, feels just terrible about what has happened. We sincerely offer our condolences, and our hopes and prayers go out to the families that they don't suffer too much about this. But the fact of the matter is, it's a tragic event, and I think it's during these types of tragic events that politics too often gets kind of thrown in the mix, and unfortunately a lot of gun control lobby groups, they've sought to use this particular situation to kind of further their own political agenda.
Because, like you said, no one who's involved in open carry has been convicted or been involved in something like that.
Exactly. Ever since the state's founding, ever since California's founding, we haven't had a single open carrier, commit a violent crime, while they were open carrying. So it's really a non-issue.
Do you think if it caught on that folks would be safer?
Absolutely. Basically, what's been going on is we now have 40 states in the entire nation that have shall issue CCW laws, shall issue concealed carry laws, and also 43 states currently, which will soon be 48 states that have open carry laws. And ever since the adoption of these, right to carry laws, you've found that the violent crime rate in society has actually dropped dramatically. Because common law-abiding citizens have been able to carry firearms in their day-to-day lives. So it's something where the violent criminals know this. They know that they might encounter a violent crime, and or they might encounter a armed citizen during the commission of a violent crime, and this will deter them and make them think twice about whether or not committing that crime is worth it in the first place.
But you have to admit, for me, it's intimidating.
Honestly, we've done a lot of open carry events, and most of the response that we've gotten is actually pretty positive. There might be some people that feel that it might be intimidating, but I think it's really a matter of education. It's really a matter of letting you know about the benefits and explaining to you that when common law-abiding citizens carry, it actually makes the society safer for everybody.
And the laws in Arizona, I don't even know. I'm using you as my educator here.
Right.
They have the right to carry.
Yes, absolutely.
And load it.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's much different than California.
Yes, they have loaded open carry and loaded concealed carry. So yeah, their laws are more liberal in that sense than ours are here for open carry.
So what do you think if everybody was packing?
I think if every common law-abiding citizen who isn't mentally ill was packing, I think that society in general would be quite a bit safer. We'd have a much lower violent crime rate. Consistently, just over the past 2 years, as more and more people across the nation have carried. Basically, the FBI's the FBI's I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The FBI's UCR report is, consistently shown a dramatic drop in the violent crime rate. So, nationally, it's very, very apparent that, right to carry laws have actually made society safer. And this is a very important point because basically what has happened is when the economy's been down historically, violent crime rates actually jump. But it's because of all these new right to carry laws that have happened that, basically the violent crime rate has actually dropped. So it's a pretty significant indication of the effectiveness of an armed, lawfully armed citizenry.
Do you see a downside to this? Because I did talk to a police officer, and they're saying, well, sometimes someone might call, oh, I see a guy, he's carrying a gun, you need to come out. So the police officer has to come out and check you and say, oh, are you a police officer? They have to take the time to diffuse the situation for someone who may just not be minding their business. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't think it's really that much of an issue because honestly, there's been a lot of situations now where we've done a lot of training, with the local police departments, and they have actually really benefited from this training because the 911 dispatchers and whatnot from the local police departments, they actually now have a set of questions that they usually ask and see whether or not they can determine whether or not it's just an open carry or if it's actually a genuine threat. Because violent criminals don't open carry their weapons. It's just one of those things where they conceal their weapons and wait till the last moment to take the weapons out to commit their violent crime. It's the common law-abiding citizens who have nothing to fear, nothing to hide, and that's why they open to carry their weapons on the person.
Anything that I didn't ask that you might want to add?
No, I think we have it pretty well covered.
Okay. Yeah.